Good morning, student. Today I am going to explain you the first chapter of your honeycomb book, that is 3 questions. This chapter is written by Leo Tolstoy. This chapter is divided into two parts in your book. Today I will explain the first part of this chapter. Now let's start. In this story, once there was a king who wanted to know the answers of his 3 questions. His 3 questions were: what is the right time to begin something? Second, which people should he listen to? Third, what is the most important thing for him to do? The king thought if he knew the answer of these 3 questions, he would never fail in his life. So the king sent his messengers throughout his kingdom, promising a large sum of money to anyone who would answer these 3 questions. Many wise men came to the king, but their answers were different. In answer to first question, some said the king must prepare a timetable and strictly follow it. Some others said it is impossible to decide in advance right time for doing something. Some others suggested the king should make a council of wise men. They said because one man would find it impossible to decide correctly without help from others the right time for every action. But some others said some urgent things could not wait for the decision of the council. Some others suggested to decide the right time it is necessary to look into the future, and only magician could do that. So the king would have to go to magician. In their answers to the second question, some said that the most necessary people to the king were his counselors. Others said the priests, and some other chose doctors and soldiers. In answer to the third question, some suggested science, other fighting, and some other religious worship. As the different people gave different answers, the king was not satisfied with the answers, so he gave no reward to anyone. After that, when the king was not satisfied with the answers of wise men, he decided to seek the advice of a certain hermit who was widely known for his wisdom. The hermit lived in a forest which he never left. The hermit only saw simple people, so the king put on ordinary clothes. Before he reached the hermit's hut, the king left his horse with his bodyguard and went on alone. When the king reached near the hermit's hut, he saw he was digging the ground in front of his hut. He greeted the king and continued digging. The hermit was old and weak, and he was breathing heavily when he was working. The king went to the hermit and asked his 3 questions to the hermit. The hermit listened to the king but did not answer. He went on digging. The king offered to dig for him for a while. After digging for some time, the king again asked his questions. Before the hermit could answer, a man emerged from the woods, and the hermit told the king that somebody was coming there. Who was that man, and why did he come there? To find out the answers of these questions, we will continue our story in next part.